Hi guys, and welcome back to the Dollhouse. I'm Maeve, your Wednesday doll, and this week we are talking about my favorite subject, which is hair, of course. Okay guys, we are back, and before I get started talking about my hair and what I do with it, I wanted to talk a little bit about transition and passability in regards to your hair. So hair is really important to a lot of trans women, but I find that a lot of trans women are also very concerned with wearing wigs and extensions and other things that they deem to be fake, because it might come off as them being a cross-dresser or a drag queen, when in reality cis women wear wigs, cis women wear extensions. It's really about the quality of the hair that you're wearing, whether it's a wig or extensions or any number of other things, and to make sure that you are educated around how to wear it so that it doesn't come off as a wig or as extensions. Because if you do it correctly, it really shouldn't come off as either of those things. It should come off as your own hair. Hair is important in my opinion because of proportion and how it works in disguising the upper half of your body. Now, not every woman is super concerned with passing. I know I'm not. But if you are looking to pass and you feel like the upper half of your body is larger, as most trans women have an issue with, then hair is a great option to disguise, like I said, the upper half of your body. Because if it's bigger and thicker and covers your shoulders and some of your back, then it's going to look like the upper half of you is a lot smaller. For example, right now, I have a bunch of hair on my head. And because of that, it makes my shoulders look a lot smaller and my back look a lot smaller for what I have pulled back there. And I do this because I feel like I have a larger upper body. Now you may say, oh, it doesn't look like you have a larger upper body, you're crazy. I do, I absolutely do. I have big, broad shoulders, and I think hair does a great job of helping you disguise this and make your upper half look a lot smaller. So that's kind of one tip that I have, and kind of one major concern that a lot of trans girls have. And just, you know, my general message is don't be afraid to venture out with hair and get into different things. If you feel like short hair isn't working for you, it takes a very confident, very powerful woman to rock short hair, just because of the way our society works and the way men control the image of women and how they're supposed to look. And you know, most of the time the ideal female comes off as having very thick, very long hair. And so I feel like a lot of trans women want to gravitate towards that, but just don't know how. So as far as my hair goes, I have done everything. I have taught myself over the years how to do hair and what works best for me. I never really was a big fan of full wigs or lace fronts. They are something that I wear for performance and for drag, but they're not something that I wear in my everyday life. Not that I'm saying that they can't work for you, because they absolutely can. I just personally did not like the feeling of having my whole head covered. It kind of caused issues with me getting hot, and I don't know, just applying lace every single day, it just wasn't really working for me. But like I said, I do still wear them for performances and for drag in general, and I think that they can work great for everyday purposes, especially if you're more versed in wearing them every day. I think it'll be super easy to just pop it on, and you can find a lot that are very reasonable as far as price is concerned. Extensions is also something that I've worn. I like extensions, but for me, extensions are very much more time consuming than the next option that I'm going to mention. But yeah, extensions for me, it seemed like they took a lot longer. And I think extensions, I don't know, it seems like more work to me. I like my hair to be a little bit more all together than in separate, you know, pieces where you kind of have to place them in certain areas and you have to make sure you blend it properly. The third option that I have actually, you know, played around with and used on a regular basis is a U-part wig. This is something that Kat actually mentioned yesterday, and what that is basically a U that's cut out of the top of a wig so that you can let your natural hair out of the top, and it looks very natural. It's kind of like a half wig, except for it comes all the way around. Most half wigs will stop back here, and it'll be like a round circle that'll stop back here, and then all the front is your hair. But a U part comes all the way around so that the hair is actually in front too, which really helps disguise your natural hair. So this is actually a great option if you have very, very short hair. You do have to have, you know, 3 or 4 inches at least. But it's a great option because you have long hair all the way around, and it's quite easy to blend if you know what you're doing. Now, like I said before, I taught myself all of these things, and the way I did that was through YouTube. A lot of girls ask how I figured out how to do hair and how I know about these things, how I created my own U part, and my answer is a lot of really, really talented black girls on YouTube who are beauty gurus and who do hair and who sew U parts all the time, and that's who I learned from, and they're absolutely amazing. In my opinion, there is nobody in the world that knows more about hair than black women and a lot of drag queens. They both obviously work with hair a lot, and I feel like they both know a lot more about hair in most cases. Especially black women when it comes to realism and comes to blending and making your hair look unclockable. Black women absolutely know the most. There's nobody else that's going to know more about hair than them, and that's because they wear it on a regular basis all the time. So I just found as many beauty gurus as I could in this field, and I looked at their videos and I watched them constantly, and that's how I learned to do my hair the way I do. I don't think my hair is perfect by any means, but it does work for me. The hair that I'm wearing right now is actually virgin Brazilian hair, and I did order it off AliExpress. That's where I get most of my hair. I order it straight from vendors, and I construct the wigs myself on a net cap, which I sew onto. The unit that I'm wearing right now is actually around 2.5 to almost 3 years old. She is ready to be put to rest, girl, let me tell you. But I'm kind of clinging on to her just because I don't really have the money to buy a whole bunch of new hair right now. But I will in the near future, and I will create a new U part and then probably use this for something else. But I find that it's a great option. It really, really works well for me, and I absolutely love U part wigs. They are just so, so, so amazing. But yeah, like I said, you do have a lot of different options. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid of looking a certain way. But, you know, if you aren't confident walking out of your house with a U part on or extensions, practice at home first. Make videos of yourself wearing it, and see what works best for you. And just constantly do research and play around. You know, just practice curling your hair, practice straightening it, practice blending it. And if you really don't want to invest the money in a lot of expensive hair at first, you can buy really cheap synthetic wigs and mess around with those. When I first started doing U parts, because I didn't want to waste a bunch of money, what I did was bought a bunch of cheap synthetic wigs and actually cut U's in those and played with those so I could figure out how big I wanted the U and how to blend the actual wig without spending a whole bunch of money, and so I could get a good idea of what it would look like. And that worked really, really well for me. But that's pretty much all I have to say on hair this week. Thank you guys so much for your support last week. Thank you guys for supporting us through these little bumps and curves. When it comes to our collaboration, you know, I absolutely 100% appreciate everyone and their opinions. We are going to have a live show coming up soon in December, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. We're supposed to be advertising it, but I think some of the girls keep forgetting. I just want you guys to know that we would like a lot of you guys to come and to ask us questions and to participate in our live show. And we'll make sure to keep you updated on what the exact date is. We'll have that for you soon. It will be posted on the Facebook page or the fan page for the Dollhouse, and I'll also be mentioning it in a future video. So keep your eyes out for that, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you, and bye-bye.